And at the top of it, redemption was an overarching theme right across the weekend, and nobody had a bigger slice of it than Carlton at the Gabba and Harry McKay, who overcame his foibles and he lived his worth.
What a moment this is.
He took his moment and he wanted it.
McKay's deep. He sends it in long. McKay's the target. Got it!
Drives it as long as he can in the direction of McKay, who works his way to the front against Harris Andrews and takes the chest mark.
Driving ball. McKay comes at it! Now here is the moment. How massive is this? Has not been the most reliable kick in front of goal, particularly from this range.
Obviously, a bit of adrenaline, a bit of nerves, a bit of excitement, but went back and did my routine like I will do every kick all year, and yeah, committed to the ball and it went through, so yeah, it was a good feeling.
Carlton fans can dare to dream. Can they bear to watch? McKay! McKay! He's done it!
Coleman medal winner from 2021 to give Carlton the lead back. And Harry McKay slotted it home. Man, look at him go.
Can he cap it off with this and put the Blues back in front? Or will it be tomorrow's talking point? He's kicked a goal! McKay stands up as the football world held its breath.
The Blues are in front.
I think I said pre-season that I'll miss some, I'll kick some, but really committing to a routine every time, and that gives you the best chance to kick the goal. So, and that was no different. Go back, nail the routine, and went through. So, yeah, it was a cool moment.
When you find yourself in those situations, you want guys who want the ball in their hands, and he well and truly presented that way the whole night.
There's your siren. For the first time in more than a decade, the Blues have beaten Brisbane in Brisbane. What a game of football.
Amazing win, like amazing win. We had to overcome a bit, and to be able to finish in front, you know, was just incredibly impressive. I'll remember this day. We'll absolutely remember this day as a team.
Harry McKay's moment, not the most reliable, it was said. So about this time last year, you had him as the calamity kid when he was converting about one of every three shots, and he was tormented throughout last year. We knew how dedicated and the desire of the off-season and how much work he'd done. And then in the first game, you get to put it all to the test.
Great storyline. And he spoke so well. We all know what happened. And he spoke so well after the game on Fox Footy. He didn't duck and dive anything. He spoke about the issues he's had, and I wish he'd actually double down and say, what did you do? It's a great story out there. Harry, who'd you do it with, and what actually did you do to put your mindset and fix your body? It was a great night for Carlton. It was a staggering night, Jared. It was an unbelievable game of football. And I have to ask you, what will Michael Voss be reviewing first, the second half or the first half in match review?
I reckon the phase where they changed it. So before they hit the full momentum of the third quarter.
10 minutes before half-time.
It was very impressive the way, because they were going to get completely overwhelmed. I mean, at one stage your head was spinning thinking, what's this going to be? 10, 12, 14 goals? What a way to start a season.
They evened up the gameplay, the play.
They did.
Just evened up the play in the game.
And then they got a little bit for it. They got 2 goals, 3 on the way to half-time for it. And then were just inspired when they came out. So mature, because some of that is coaching and then some of it is just the lived experience out on the field. And I felt like that gave us our early answer, is would Carlton be able to pick up, would they be able to seize on all that they'd learnt and be able to implement that on the fresh campaign? And they got their answer first time out of the gate.
I wouldn't advise them to live by that narrative every week, because they're not coming back from 46 points down every week. The most pleasing part, you said it was good coaching. Again, everyone who spoke after the game spoke about Voss's calmness at half-time. Like, they didn't throw everything out. With 46 down, he just tweaked up a few things. I was just talking to Bucks upstairs before, and I hope he doesn't say this on the couch, because I'm going to say it now.
Steal his material.
But what Carlton did to change it around, and I was really fascinated with that. And he didn't panic, Michael Voss. He stuck to what they've been building. So, yeah, all those things, belief and all that, that'll play its role at some stage, but don't be giving up 46 points in a half of football and think that's going to happen every week.
If AI's played a big role in straightening Harry out, then it might be time to let the machines loose, Robbo. The sour note came, and it was devastating when it landed on Saturday, both internally and then externally, that Sam Docherty had done his knee. He's facing a third reconstruction. So he's part of our family here at AFL 360, and so that's 3 knee reconstructions and 2 bouts of cancer. And last year during the final series, we saw just how courageous he is when he popped his shoulder and still played that stirring role for the Blues. This was just such a shock on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was.
That was what the result came back as.
Oh, how many times can you get knocked down in life and continue to get up? I hope he continues and fights back, but it wouldn't surprise me if he said, I've had enough. I can't do it again. And he speaks so well about footy and he knows footy so well. He will, I think, keep a spot in football. I couldn't imagine the mental anguish first, and then if he is going to go again, the mental preparation of going through all of that again. And of course, that was terrible because we know. But equally as troubling for me was Carlton Coleman going down, Jared, with an ACL. I mean, he's a young man who took footy by storm last year. His final series, you called it. He was absolutely. He brought back the football, the classical left footer, and it was just beautiful to watch the way he played. And he gave, and it was a bit of a coincidence when he went off on the weekend that Carlton got better in the game a bit and Brisbane lost their way. So he's out for 12 months too. It was a great game of footy, but there was 2 major injuries to 2 popular players and 2 very good players.
Yeah, we've just had the taster in the first half of the grand final as to the player Coleman might have been, and I'm so struck still by the first 24 minutes of footy that the Lions played, and Coleman was instrumental in all of that, the speed and the precision with which they were going to play. So he's a huge hole. Not that he's irreplaceable, but he gives you weapons that nobody else has.
Yeah, no, he is irreplaceable.
So you're a modified version of without him.
They can put a body in there, but that person who goes in won't have the same vision and the ability to deliver the ball and make the right decisions as Carlton Coleman has shown, not just in a game of footy, but in big games of football, when the pressure's immense. A couple of his finals games last year, Jared, was like, have a look at this young man. He's suited. I mean, we were discussing on Friday night, you talk about knee-jerk reactions. You've got a segment like that, haven't you? Knee-jerk reactions, I call it. Can Brisbane win the grand final without Carlton Coleman? These are the kind of discussions we were having post-match. Who goes back there? Wilmot will go there. He's a good young player, but he's no Carlton Coleman. So they're going to have to find a player, and they can say Connor McKenna. No, Connor McKenna was already playing. So they've got to find someone who will have the devastating effect that Coleman has, and I don't think they've got one, mate. Big blow.
How concerned were you in the overall for the Lions?
First of all, I thought they choked. Next of all, I thought, well, what happened in the coach's box during the third quarter? And then I thought, what did the leaders do on the ground during the third quarter? Because we talk about leaders all the time. We talk about coaches' boxes, but we talk about leaders. And I think in the review, it's all in, right? What did the coach's box do to try and... Is it just because we missed goals we were in it? No, there was a bit more than that. So did the coach's box react quickly enough? What did they do? And, of course, the players on the ground. Hugh McKay, he's a really good player, Hugh. Zero touches in the third quarter. Dane Zorko, 2 touches. Dunkley, 2 touches. So when you're actually looking around and say, right, what happened? Generally, your better players disappear. There's 3 who had really good halves of football, just went out of the game. So, you know, the fortress of Brisbane, you know what everyone thinks now? We can get you no matter where you are. We can get you.
Yeah, you still have to have that 20 minutes that Carlton had, though. This was the funny part of the game for me was Brisbane had 24 minutes at the start. Carlton had 24 minutes at the start of the third quarter. And then the last quarter was this just herculean slog by 2 teams that looked destined for the very top, I think.
Yeah, good point. We'll see them later.